Welcome back
to the Wanderers of Weird podcast.
I still always just want to go Wanderers.
I like slow down and enunciate it.
Wanderers.
So that I don't fuck it up.
Right. Well.
Hope everybody's having a good week.
Yeah. Getting ready for Mardi Gras coming up soon.
Woohoo.
Got special things planned.
Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of in like... We're like in like relationships where things like that don't matter anymore.
Yeah, I do have a gift though. I said, I spent $10 on you. Don't spend any more than that on me.
We haven't even discussed it because it's just not... I think we usually get the kids something, but...
Yeah, I just like candy. Just give me candy. We really don't need a holiday for an excuse for candy, but it's appreciated.
Right?
I didn't realize the little one is over here in the big cat's bed.
She looks so tiny in it.
I know.
So tiny. But yeah, hope everybody's having a good week. We're excited for what we have in store for you guys for the next little bit.
And we can record longer episodes now.
So strap in, motherfuckers.
Yes, we can record up to 3 hours now. Just so you know.
Well, I don't know that we will ever hit that 3 hour mark.
I don't know that we'll ever hit that mark, but at least we don't have to be like, it's getting close. It's only been 45 minutes.
And then we're like cutting it short when we still have so much to say.
Right. Bing bong. My driveway alarm, bing bong.
I was like, is somebody ringing a doorbell that I didn't know existed?
No. So this week, we are bringing it on back to Tennessee.
The great state.
And we're going to talk about some of the Gatlinburg ghost stories.
So if you guys don't know about Gatlinburg, because you may not be local, it might not be somewhere, but like Gatlinburg is the vacation spot outside of Nashville in Tennessee.
Yeah, in Chattanooga.
I don't know too many people that are like, we're going to Chattanooga for a vacation.
I don't know, don't they have like a bomb-ass aquarium
Well,
there?
yeah, but it's like a day trip.
Gatlinburg has a
bomb-ass aquarium. I'd rather go to that one.
There's still stingrays there, though, and fuck them stingrays.
They got turtles there, bro.
That's true. Oh, I was listening to the last podcast on the left last night, and they're doing a new series on the it's like the backstory to Moby Dick, and talking about how people were eating Galapagos
I don't want to hear it.
I was a mess. I was crying. I was like, this is so sad.
I was so excited there for a second that you were about to tell me some good news and a reason for me to listen to this
again.
A turtle
story, so... But yeah,
you built me up and brought me down in a quick second.
They did the same thing to me, so I figured I'd share.
You're good at doing that.
Right. The most random person will have passed away, and I'll be like, so-and-so died. Like, what was it? Okay, so Lisa Marie Presley.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Never forget. She passed away, and I messaged you. You were like, I already fucking knew. And the next day, I went, Evel Knievel's son died.
It is very rare that I get one over on you. Did I told you that Hagrid died.
I think so.
I was very sad that he has moved on. But I'm not going to lie to tell you that I was so happy to get one over on you.
Yeah, no. I think there's some dark humor there. Because, like, Danny will be like, so-and-so died. You messaged Chelsea yet?
It's a thing now. But yeah, no, so Gatlinburg is the premier spot in Tennessee outside of Nashville to go for a vacation, weekend, week, whatever. There's tons to do. It's up in the mountains, up in the Smokies.
It's close to where Dolly Parton's from.
Yes. It's you know, it's just a fun place to go for the family or, you know, whatever. Brittany and I both have been going there like our entire lives.
Oh, yeah.
We've been there 1,000,001 times.
Yeah, like my grandmother or my granny, she would take us. We would alternate every summer. We would either go to the beach or we would go to Gatlinburg, and eventually it became where we would just go to Gatlinburg.
Right.
I love the mountains.
I'm okay with it every once in a blue moon. I do get kind of tired of it, but we don't go as often as I used to anymore. Like,
if people would stop setting it on fire, that would be great.
That is true. But yeah, so what do you got for us on the mountains?
Well, I know I've done a ghost tour in Gatlinburg, and there's like all types of like sites of where people have been murdered, and they say it's haunted. But oddly enough, I couldn't find a lot of that online. I was like, where are you people getting your information from?
Here's the funny part of this, and why you just heard me kind of open my mouth a little bit, is because way back when we started this, like, I don't know, a couple months ago, I don't know how long we've been doing this for a minute.
Yeah, since November.
I feel like it was when we were going to do the Tennessee, the Nashville episode or whatever. I was trying to find facts about Tennessee, weird shit about Tennessee, and so I was like, oh, let me see what I can find in Gatlinburg. Yeah. Because I knew that they had these ghost tours, and I could not find shit. Yeah. And then when you said, let's do Gatlinburg, I said, there's not shit on Gatlinburg. And you said, I got this.
Yeah. So it wasn't as easy as I thought it would be. And, like, one of my stories isn't even from Gatlinburg itself. It's in Cherokee, which is not even in Tennessee.
It's in North Carolina.
So it's like a hop, skip, and a jump away.
Right.
But, like, I don't know. It was just not as easy as I thought.
I do enjoy going over to that reservation, though.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to start with the apparitions of loggers at Elkmont. So one thing to know about the Smoky Mountains is that prior to the formation of the national park, these mountains were home to thousands of people. To this day, you can see remnants of old cabins, logging camps, and graveyards that belong to past residents of the area. In fact, you can explore a true ghost town in the Elkmont area of the park. This area was once a logging camp and a resort community for wealthy vacationers who built homes in neighborhoods with lofty names like Millionaire's Row and Society Hill. Sounds douchey. Not gonna lie. Some visitors to this section of the park report feeling a cold presence or uneasy feelings as they wander around the abandoned homes in this area of the park. After all, it's quite possible that this community has a few spectral residents that have never left. That sounds ominous. Now, the second story, which that's literally almost nothing. It was basically, there's a logging town. People lived here.
Which is to be expected in the mountains. Right.
Some people say there might be ghosts. The end. So this next one, I've actually been to this place, and while we didn't see anything, it was very spooky. The Roaring Fork Motor Nature Trail. Have you ever done that?
Mm-mm.
It's beautiful. And there's like little pull-offs where you can just see it's just nothing but mountains. And it's so pretty. So, the Roaring Fork Motor Trail is a scenic loop road in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park just outside of Gatlinburg. So, like, we stayed close to, the last time we went, we stayed, like, right by the Space Needle.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not very far from there. Every year, thousands of motorists explore this verdant area of the national park that's home to rushing creeks and towering old growth forests. But among the visitors exploring this beautiful part of the national park, locals say a ghost named Lucy is said to haunt this part of the Smokies. According to local lore, Lucy is a young woman who perished in a cabin fire sometime in the early 1900s. Following her death, a man named Foster happened to be passing through the area one evening on horseback. He spotted a beautiful woman off to the side of the road walking barefoot on a cold night. Being a gentleman, he introduced himself to Lucy and offered her a ride. Enraptured by her mysterious beauty, Foster fell in love with her and returned to Lucy's parents' home the next day to seek their approval for marriage. It's fast. Unfortunately for Foster, Lucy's parents informed him that Lucy had tragically passed away in a fire several weeks before. Lucy's ghostly apparition can still be seen along the Roaring Fork Motor Trail and in the woods near her old cabin. The Roaring Fork Motor Trail area was home to lots of old homesteads, so there's a good chance that there are more spirits than Lucy roaming this part of the mountains. Which there is, like, a couple of stops with, like, old cabins, and you can walk around the little homestead area, and it's really nice.
I wonder if
it's peaceful, but it's spooky.
so. This tells you how mature I can be. You think it was love at first sight because she was so beautiful, or you think he was thinking with his dick?
Probably.
15-year-old
Probably
boy.
the latter.
I'm gonna marry her. She got the. I'm stopping. I'm gonna stop.
Alright. So, next I'm gonna talk about Katie's Cove. That is how you say that, right?
I've always heard it said Cades Cove.
Cades Cove?
Yeah.
Alright, so Cades Cove in the Smoky Mountains was once home to a lively population, but is not an isolated valley containing remnants. That makes no sense. I think it means now. But is now an isolated valley containing remnants of their structures. I just can't type, I think is the problem. Some people who tour Cades Cove say that they get an eerie feeling around certain buildings or have seen apparitions floating around the historic site. The primitive Baptist church was established with the help of John and Lucretia Oliver in 1827 when it was then known as the Cades Cove Baptist Church. The church building that stands there today was built in 1887. What's that cat doing?
She's just sniffing around.
She's exploring. Hey, get away from that plant. You can't have that. That's why it's up there. People who visit the structure at night have reported seeing a woman coming out of the wall of the church. They describe this woman as a ghost apparition who appears in full form, or you just see her face. It remains a mystery as to who this woman may have been. There are a total of 14 cemeteries on record in Cades Cove. However, only 11 of them have been found, which I think is just sad.
Right.
It makes me sad. When visitors come to Cades Cove at dusk and walk around the cemeteries, they have noted seeing orbs floating around, which I think, because a lot of times those can be easily kind of debunked as but I think if you're seeing them with your eyeballs instead of just taking a picture of them,
right,
I think it gives it a little bit more
validity.
Yeah. Many photos have been posted online depicting orbs around gravestones in Cades Cove, which that could be dust or moisture in the air or whatever, but whatever. There are many structures that still remain from the settlers of Cades Cove. When you walk around after most of the guests leave in the evening, many have felt an eerie feeling around these historic structures. People have noted a feeling of someone watching them, and others have photographed orbs floating around the cabins and other buildings. I've never been over there.
I feel like I've driven through, like, the area, just to kind of drive around.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know, it's been a million years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, as far as I know, I've never been in that area. We just pretty much stick to, like, downtown Gatlinburg.
Right. Pigeon Forge.
But, yeah, Pigeon Forge. I think when me and Danny went in 2021,
Has it been that long ago?
Yeah. It was like late in 2021. We did more stuff that was like off
The beaten
the
path.
but yeah, like we went to the roaring motor trail. That was nice. That was something I had never done before. And
Is that where you?
no, we went up like towards Cherokee.
Oh, okay.
And I spread some of my granny's ashes there because she really loved going to the mountains. And you know, she said, you know, when she passed, she wanted at least some of her spirit to be there. So my next tale and my last tale is the shapeshifter in Cherokee. So long before Europeans settled in the Smoky Mountains, this part of the country was home to the Cherokee, who called this region Shakanohe, the land of the blue smoke. They used Gatlinburg and the surrounding area as a hunting ground, and they told stories about this rugged, unforgiving landscape. One monster said to lurk amongst the highest peaks in the Smokies was Spearfinger, a shape-shifting witch who had a long obsidian blade for her right forefinger. She could take the form of a swift fox, a powerful bear, or an innocuous bird, but her original form was that of an old woman. An even more horrifying detail was that this creature's favorite treat was human livers.
What?
Yeah, no, that's nasty. To catch her victims, Spearfinger would stalk her prey through the mountains or take the shape of a known person in the village to lure some poor soul to their demise. It's not surprising that the Cherokee told of legends of shapeshifters that inhabited these remote mountains. If you're hiking in a remote section of the national park, it's not uncommon to become spooked by the sounds of leaves rustling in the forest by some unseen squirrel or bird. Other hikers talk about the eerie feeling of being watched as they trek through the woods. It's enough to make you wonder what that sound was. That the sound of a squirrel, or was it Spearfinger on her way to get her next meal?
Gross. Listen, some of the most
Chomp, chomp.
some of the most horrifying ghost stories that you could possibly find are going to be that are passed on through generations that are originated from like Native American.
Yeah.
Native
I would say
stuff.
there's two categories. There's like Native American like creatures and folklore and all of that, and German.
Yeah.
Both of those is like genres, I guess is the best way to classify it, are terrifying.
Yeah. Absolutely. But we're going to lighten the mood a little bit. Kind of want to just go through and talk about the things that there are to do in Gatlinburg and or surrounding areas. And, you know, we'll discuss whether or not we've ever done them. Now, I did say that she and I have been there a million times.
Yeah.
I feel like I've done everything there, but I know that I have not.
Oh, for sure.
Because there's
and it's
so much.
also ever changing.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, there used to be this place, God, it was terrible. But, like, there's a couple of, like, YouTube creators that have gone there. Carpetbagger and Adam the Woo. And it was called...
I love Adam the Woo.
I love him. Hall of Illusions or something.
Yeah.
It was awful. it was horrible. It was the worst place. But now it's like a distillery. It's like a moonshine place. Because there's like 5,000 of those in Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge.
So I've got a couple of different websites that I'm pulling lists from, and we'll link them in the bio. But, you know, places to go, things to do. Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Now, that in and of itself is massive. So you can't just say, no, I've never done it, because chances are you've probably driven through part of it.
Yeah.
This last time that my family and I went, we went this past summer for a weekend. My husband and I had the weekend before gone to Savannah, Georgia, just the two of us for like an anniversary trip. And then we wanted to be able to take the kids on some type of getaway before school started. So we took them to the mountains. And we decided to go cheap with it. So we just spent like a whole day kind of hiking around in the mountains because that's something we've wanted to do. And I will tell you, that was some of the coolest shit I've ever seen. Yeah. I saw my very first of the red and white mushrooms, you know, like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen one in person, like in real life.
Mushroom girly. I don't know what happened.
It was the coolest shit. It was like the coolest looking thing. I'll send you a picture so maybe you can link it. But,
or we'll post it on like Facebook and Instagram,
they were so fucking cute, just growing out of this like fallen over tree. It was just, it was so cute. But we had such a good time kind of hiking around out there and, you know, looking at a waterfall that we found, we came up on, and it was just really cool to see kind of the wildlife and the different shit that you can find that you're only going to find out in nature like that. Yeah. Have you ever gone hiking out there?
I have not. I'm not a hiker
per se.
True. But, I mean, I would like to think that I would enjoy doing that.
It is really fun. And honestly, it's weird to say, but like you're like running, like you're getting, because I'm fucking fat and out of shape. You're running out of breath and you're like gasping for life when you're like hiking through these trails and shit at some point. But like the air just seems crisp and clean and, you know. All right, so the next thing that I'm seeing is the village shops. So, like, there's a little section in Gatlinburg. I don't know that I've ever, like, walked around in. I'm sure that I have, but I don't know. It didn't jump out and,
well, they've got, like,
it's not a core memory.
Yeah. They've got the water fountain that's got fire in it.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
That's over by that Elk... What is it, Elk something, where that best Italian restaurant is. Now listen, there's two. There are two best Italian restaurants, and they're literally called Best Italian. There's one right there on the strip in Gatlinburg, and then there's one kind of tucked back away from everything where you pretty much have to fucking know where you're going to find it.
That's the one you like, right?
Yes, that is the better of the two.
Okay.
Now listen.
Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, the one on the strip is where, didn't it used to be like... Does it have a revolving door or something?
I don't know.
Because there used to be one, a restaurant called the Brass Lantern, and we loved it. Like, we would go eat there all the time. And now it's like a shitty Italian place.
Well, this one that's tucked back is fucking phenomenal. They have these... I'm a sucker for Italian food.
Your dad posted a picture of them?
I fucking know! And what's funny is because, like, a couple days prior to... on my Facebook memories was where I was like, I think I was pregnant with Gemma maybe, or one of them. It had to have been Easton because it was, it had to have been Easton. But like I was pregnant and I was craving those. Yeah. It's these fucking rolls, okay? They're just fucking rolls. Look good. And then they're like soaking, floating in like garlic and butter and like olive oil. Oh my God. They're so good. But, like, on my memories, a couple days prior to Dad posting this picture of these, my mother-in-law had, like, gone to Gatlinburg one weekend, and I was craving those damn rolls. So what does she do? She orders me, like, either a dozen or a half a dozen, and, like, brings them all the way back. It's a 4-hour road trip with these stinking-ass garlic rolls in the back of her car.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Judy.
He posted a picture and said, "Anybody want to guess where I'm eating?"
But those fucking rolls, they're so good. Everything there, I have not gotten anything that's bad from there. Yeah. And like me and my oldest are the only two in the family that really care for Italian food. The other three do not. Food. And so, but every time we go, everybody like sucks it up. They'll get like a pizza or something just to kind of, you know, we're going because that's where I want to go. It's the best place. Let's see. Ober Gatlinburg. The tram, you can get on like this big tram at the bottom of the mountain and it takes you up to the top. And there they've got like ice skating and skiing, or like you can ski down this mountain and
I did see.
I just clicked on something.
Because I saw a post on one of our local Facebook pages, and somebody was like, "Is there any place, within driving distance where we could go ski?" And I was like, first of all, do you know where you live?
Right.
Second of all, like, half of the comments were like, "Please don't go to Gatlinburg." It's like a solid sheet of ice.
Yeah.
It's so dangerous.
I've never done it, but like
I haven't either. I'm not a snow sports.
I used to like to ice skate, but I have not done it in a million years.
Fun
and I
fact,
feel like
my Nana can ice skate.
Oh, well, currently she cannot.
Currently, she cannot walk, but she's on her way to recovery.
It's but yeah, I used to ice skate all the time. Or Mama would take me to like Centennial Sportsplex, and we'd do it when we go out there. I wouldn't dare do it now because I'd break my hip again.
I have like some kind of like deep fear, I think, because like my best friend in like 5th or 6th grade, I don't know if she listens to this podcast, but her name was Erica. She once told me a story about some girl getting her fingers cut off. I was like, absolutely not. I am never doing that.
She'll hear this because I'm pretty sure she follows us on TikTok.
She does. Yeah.
So shout out, hi Erica.
But like,
I've always that does terrify me though. Like,
yeah, I'm just like, what if I fall and somebody accidentally runs over my hand and then all of a sudden I ain't got no fingers left?
Right.
Because I'm not about that life.
You know how many times we had our fingers squished on the like at the skating rink?
Right.
Yeah.
No. I just.
All right. So the Space Needle. Have you ever gone to the Space Needle? I have not.
For somebody who is absolutely petrified of heights, I have.
I've not done
one time. No. Yes. Once. I think it was just once. Maybe twice. But I remember once.
I'm pretty sure that I've never gone.
Yeah.
Isn't that where they do like the ball drop there on New Year's though?
I think so. Well, I think they do fireworks.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I think I've mentioned in a previous episode that my parents used to take us up there for New Year's every year because my birthday is New Year's Eve. Therefore, we would always go. I thought it was because it was my birthday, but I really just think it was because it was a holiday weekend. Yeah. They just let me think that everything was all about me, which is probably why I am the way that I am now.
You hear the static on this cat when she walks by?
I thought she was just gripping with her things.
No, she's
with her claws.
Crackling.
My computer keeps freezing, guys. I'm sorry. Apparently the Wi-Fi's
my Wi-Fi's
doing shit today.
I can't wait to upgrade.
Let's see. What else we got? There's a trolley that you can take in Gatlinburg.
It's super cheap.
I've never done it.
But like take change.
I've never
quarters. Done it. We used to ride it everywhere. You can ride it into Pigeon Forge. You can ride it around Gatlinburg. I think there's one that will take you to Ober Gatlinburg.
They have different routes that take you through different places.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ooh, that's a beautiful picture of the mountains. If I'll go through and we'll post a couple of the pictures that I took the last time we went because I did get some really good shots.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And we've got pictures of the motor trail too.
Yeah. Sweet Fanny Adams Theater.
I've never been.
I don't even know that I know exactly where it is. Is that in Gatlinburg or is it in Pigeon Forge?
I think it's in Gatlinburg.
I don't know that I've ever gone. I know that I have never gone.
Yeah, I think it's like near.
It is in Gatlinburg.
I want to say it's near like Fanny Farkles or something.
Fanny Farkles. That name has always made me giggle.
All I think about is the giant corn dogs they got up in them windows.
Yeah.
And like they've had the same one, like crusty ass looking display corn dog as long as I can remember.
So the next one is that Ghost Walk that you've been on. I've not done it, and I think that at some point she and I have discussed taking like a weekend getaway, just like a friend trip to Gatlinburg and then doing that because I've never done it. I didn't even know it was a thing until like a couple years ago when you said something about it.
It starts at the cemetery that a lot of people don't even know that there's a cemetery right in the middle of Gatlinburg.
I feel like I knew.
It's like you can get to it by walking up through the village. It's like back behind like the donut fryer and all that. And it's like it's up quite a steep hill, but that's where it's the tour that I went on started, and then you just walk all around Gatlinburg.
So Old Smoky Candy Kitchen, saltwater taffy in general,
Yeah.
rock candy, things like that. That's really big out there.
I like,
But you can go there and they like make that shit right there.
yeah. I like, I'm an Aunt Mahalia's kind of girl.
Yeah. Yeah. They make moonshine taffy there. I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know, that does sound, low-key nasty.
Right.
But who am I to judge? I'm sure it's for somebody, but it's not for me.
The Gatlinburg Mountain Coaster, is that the place where the fucking... There's a TikTok trend.
Fucking terrifying.
Oh, I've not done it. But there's a TikTok thing. Is that where the fucking BMW sits?
Yes.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes. I know what you're talking about.
The real OGs know what we're talking about. There's a black fucking BMW that is literally always in the same spot going into Gatlinburg. Always, always, always. Yeah. You literally rarely ever never see. You know,
I've seen like 2 TikToks where they're like, he's not here today. Where is he?
But then the rest of them are like, all you see is just the front of that store or whatever that it's passing, and then the BMW, and you immediately know where they are.
Yeah. Yeah, as soon as I saw it, I knew it's like over there by that liquor store.
Yeah, it's right as you're coming into Gatlinburg or leave. Well, I guess
you get a better view of it when you're leaving Gatlinburg. but yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. But yeah, I've done a mountain coaster, and I will not do another.
I've not done it. See, I've not done a whole lot of this.
I mean, it's good. It's a good experience to have, but I'm like riddled with anxiety, so it's not for me. It was okay. I was more worried that I was going to lose my purse and my glasses.
I can't see without my glasses.
Right.
The Mountain Mall. I've been there.
I fucking love the Mountain Mall.
I know they've got some of the coolest damn stores.
The middle of the fucking road. I love that mall. My favorite record store is in there. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, you done hit my "don't even get me started" button. Because I love that mall. It always smells like leather and peppers because there's...
Yeah.
I'm a person who does not like the smell of leather. I think it's gross.
I fucking love it. Like
it's not for me. And then there's a Pepper Palace up there. And, so, yeah. And then there's just everything else is a revolving door.
See, Gatlinburg / Pigeon Forge has a ton of, like, boot stores, leather stores.
Yeah.
I love the smell of leather. I got real sad. I worked at a boot store here in Nashville for a while. And, loved that job, honestly. Like, I ended up quitting, just honestly, because I was very hormonal and pregnant with a child. And I was like, fuck it, I'm going to stay home. Yeah. But... it was one of my favorite jobs that I've had. It got to a point where I no longer could smell leather, and that was so depressing to me. Ugh. And so this past Christmas, right before Christmas, my mom and I took my oldest out to that store to pick her out her very first pair of boots. Yeah. And I walked in and I was like, it was fantastic. I was like, I was so excited I could smell it again.
Yuck.
It is my favorite. Ripley's, believe it or not. I've done it like once. The auditorium or yeah.
I've done it a few times. And I want to do it again because they've
it's spelled ODD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've remodeled.
I've not recently. It's been like I was probably like 13 the last time
I like it. It's a good experience. And then there's
it's expensive as fuck.
It is expensive. And then, there's of course, all the other Ripley stuff.
Yeah, Ripley's has a fuck ton of stuff up there. They got like a haunted house.
Yeah, it's like a haunted coffin factory or whatever they want to call it. I haven't ever done it, but I've always wanted to. But like, I don't like to pay money to be scared.
I don't do haunted houses. I've done like maybe 3 my entire life.
I did the haunted mansion or whatever, the one over behind the aquarium once, and it sucked. I didn't like it, and so they almost caught my hair on fire. I was like heavy into bleaching my hair at that point, and then my mom grabbed somebody's wee and because he was in a little alcove going up the stairs, and it's dark, and she's just feeling for where we were going, and then she hears
it wasn't an accident.
But like
she did it on purpose.
But it has since it's got new owners, and like somebody professional has come through and made it like apparently a really good haunt. So, but anyway,
have you ever played hillbilly golf up there?
I have not.
That's also over by that BMW.
Yes.
I've never played it. I've seen it, and I've always been like, oh, that looks really cool. We should do it. And we never do.
Yeah.
But you have to kind of like, it's kind of like up in the mountain.
Yeah. I've only ever played putt-putt once in my whole life.
Really?
Yep.
Road trip. Oh, this Roaring Fork Motor Nature Trail is on this list too.
It's really pretty.
I want to check it out. I may have already done it, and I
it's
should
free.
know.
That's the best part.
Right.
Because when we went, we didn't have a whole lot of money. Like, we had 2 weeks notice of, oh, hey, we're going to Gatlinburg.
Right.
And so we just went with what we had and did a bunch of free stuff.
So this next thing is a newer attraction. I haven't done it yet. I tried to talk my husband into doing it the last time we went, but he's deathly afraid of heights.
Yeah.
The Skylift, the fucking long ass bridge.
Are you talking about the Skylift or Anakista?
The Skylift.
Okay.
Gatlinburg Skylift Park.
I did that when I was a kid, and for some reason I was just enthralled with how many people
How did you do
lost
it?
their
Isn't
shoes.
that the new long ass bridge?
The bridge is new. The Skylift has been there.
Well, this shows the bridge. So.
Yeah, the Skylift has been there for a long time, but the bridge is new. They're trying to keep up with Anakista.
Oh, okay. I've also not done Anakista. I don't know what Anakista entails.
Pretty much the same thing, but they have a sky bridge and shops and stuff up at the top. And
here's one that I didn't know was in Gatlinburg. And I'm really sad that I did not know it was in Gatlinburg.
What's that?
The Pinball Museum.
They also have a salt and pepper shaker museum.
Shit that I would not
know. I am just letting you know. So, me and somebody we used to hang out with went one time when we were leaving the aquarium, and we overheard somebody going, I gotta find that salt and pepper shaker museum. Rushing off. And we were like, did you know there's a salt and pepper shaker museum?
So let's talk about this aquarium real quick, because I want to tell this funny story I wasn't present for, but you've said it.
Are we gonna talk about the fish?
Tell the story.
This is my
of the
favorite
fish.
story. This is one of my favorite stories.
So this all comes about. Let me just explain to you how I found out about this story. Because I was talking about, at one point, I had read somewhere that they were doing an adult lock-in at the aquarium to where you could spend the night at the aquarium. And it was 21 and up because they offered a drink and whatnot. And so we were talking about, me and another one of our friends were talking about doing a girls' weekend at the mountains. Yeah. And you said, you would get elevated before we went. Yeah. And then you were like, but then we're going to get to this point and I'm going to do this and people are going to be like, this bitch has lost her fucking mind. And then I was like, that's fine because I'm just going to be like, y'all just have to excuse my autistic sister.
So, my granny goes to the aquarium. I think this was this is a time that she went with her friends and none of our family was there. And my granny was the queen of getting herself into situations. So she walks in this room and she's and it's this big rounded tank, and it's if I'm not mistaken, it's just this tank in this room, and it's got all kinds of little fish in it. And then you continue on into the rest of the museum. And so she's looking, and she's that fish ain't moving. And they're like, what are you talking about? And she's that little red fish right there. It's not moving. Is it okay? Finally, after what probably seemed like forever of trying to figure out why this little red fish wasn't moving, she found out that it was the reflection of the exit light sign behind her. So, from there on out, it was just the exit light fish. Why are you getting so upset?
Because I touched her.
So, but ever since then, it's been the exit light fish, and every time I have been since, I'm like, look at that little red fish. I've got a picture of it somewhere. I'll have to try and find it.
God rest her soul. I miss that old lady so fucking much some days. Oh, there was never a dull moment around that woman.
I'm pretty sure there was also a time in Gatlinburg where she bumped into a statue of Jesus and said, "Excuse me." Thought it was a real man.
I love her. I love her. You're not a horseback riding person.
I've been horseback riding, but
You can Sugarland's riding stables. You can, pay to ride a horse through some trails in the mountains.
yeah.
I think that would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I have not ridden a horse in a million years,
Yeah,
but
me
I
either.
would think it would be so much fun. I've done it several times throughout my life. Apparently there is a farmer's market. It's one of the largest in Tennessee, the Gatlinburg Farmer's Market. It's held every weekend from May to October. You can find organic, locally grown food when you're in the city, fresh fruits and veggies, in case you want to cook your own meals while you're on vacation. But let's be honest, who the fuck wants to do that?
Unless we're balling on a budget.
Then we call in that grilled cheese.
Well, Daniel, when we went, he had a lot of Subway because he kept getting these. He kept using the buy one get one coupon, so he'd buy himself 2 sandwiches.
So, like, everywhere you go in Gatlinburg, they're going to have, like, little stands at the doors of all these establishments.
Oh, no,
like,
he was using the app.
Oh, I
Yeah.
got you. But
He
anyway,
was really
you'll get,
upset
like,
when they took that coupon off of there.
they'll get you, like, you'll have, like, all these stands that have all these coupons and pamphlets and stuff, and so you can find some really good deals
And
on
during the
shit,
day
but-
when you're walking by, there's always somebody working these stands.
Right.
Trying to get your attention. And I'm always just like, my motto, don't make eye contact.
Right.
And you keep on going.
Like you do at the fair. Don't make eye
Yeah.
contact, don't make eye contact. The historic Ogle, Ogle log cabin. Is it Ogle?
I think it's Ogle.
It was built in the early 1800s by Martha Jane Husky Ogle. Her husband was from South Carolina, and he found the eastern Tennessee landscape to be beautiful, and he called it paradise. He cut and notched a collection of logs in preparation for building a cabin there. Unfortunately, he died of malaria before he could get his family there from South Carolina. But his wife took the timber or the lumber and finished the cabin, and it became the very first settlement in what is now Gatlinburg.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. You can explore it, the area around it. There's hiking and stuff around it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of Ogles in that cemetery that's like
Yeah.
right in the middle of town up on the hill.
Here is Anakeesta. I mean, my in-laws go to the mountains quite often, and I know that they've gone to Anakeesta. I've not gone. I don't know anything about it. It's one of the top Gatlinburg attractions.
Yeah, Adam the Woo has gone.
There's zip lines and a single rail roller coaster. There's barbecue to eat, craft beers. There's special events at night, or special events, within.
Yeah.
But I've seen pictures and stuff. It's really pretty at night, especially around like Christmas time. They build haunted houses for Halloween.
It all just seems really high up in the air, though.
Right. Well, and I say Christmas time. Gatlinburg does Christmas time like they do it big.
Yeah.
Lights go up and they don't come down until the first of the year.
Yeah, and they got special little statues that goes all over
Right.
the place.
Then, there's always hiking in the mountains. There's a ton of little places for you to go. There's a Hollywood Stars Cars Museum.
I've been, and
I've
some
never
of them,
been.
it's kind of cool. They've got a replica of the little bastard that we've mentioned on our cursed objects, and I think maybe not, because you can pay and get your picture taken in a lot of these cars,
Right.
And I think that's one of them that you can get in, but they have all sorts of.
They have a replica of the Bonnie and Clyde car.
Yes. I think they have the film used one.
Right.
Yeah. And I think they have one. They have Ted Bundy's car.
Prized vehicles include the Batmobile from Batman Returns, the
Yeah.
DeLorean from Back to the Future, and the Ecto-1 van from Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
They have several vintage cars owned by celebrities like Paul McCartney and the Beach Boys.
Yeah. I was thinking of the Alcatraz Museum having the Ted Bundy car.
Oh, that's in Pigeon Forge.
Pigeon Forge. That place is really cool too. It is also expensive, but you're in there for a long time.
Right there on the main strip, you've got the Old Smoky Moonshine place. That Old Smoky Moonshine's kind of everywhere around Tennessee.
Yeah, and that's like that was the first moonshine place in Gatlinburg,
right.
I think.
They do tours and tastings. You can go in there and get drunk real quick. Like,
pay for the tastings now?
Do you?
Yeah. I mean, I don't blame them because look at how much money they were probably losing.
Right. I like how this write-up includes you can ask questions and take pictures to prove that you were part of this time-honored tradition of the South. Because we all know that if there are no pictures, it didn't really happen.
Right.
But, like, you can literally find videos. The guys who do the tastings and talk to you about it, the people that work there, they're fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
There's TikToks about it everywhere, videos on YouTube and stuff. They're fucking funny. But it says fun things to do in Gatlinburg are usually family friendly. But if you're craving some adult time without the kids, stop by Old Smoky Moonshine because these are definitely not family friendly. It says you can get buzzed on the best Appalachian alcohol this side of the Smoky Mountains.
Ugh, the thought of that. I'm not a girl who likes to drink though. So like, but I just know I'd be doing my shot shiver.
I know exactly what you're saying.
Because every time I have ever taken a shot of anything, I just do this whole full body just.
There is like an outdoor center. You can do like whitewater rafting or whatever the fuck it's called. Mm-hmm. It's not my thing. No. Gatlinburg Scenic Overlook, where you can see beautiful views. I have not seen on any of these, and I am really surprised that I haven't seen it. Oh, I didn't know this was a thing. Parrot Mountain and Gardens. Rather, it's like it's a free-flying sanctuary where there's hundreds of parrots allowed to soar, socialize, and chat with both visitors and each other.
Oh my god, I'm in.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm in.
Stop by the baby bird nursery to pet and feed the tiny hatchlings. Oh, I'm in for that.
I'm in. So, at my work, we have a cockatiel. His name is Slick, and he is one of my best friends besides my present company. I don't know. I never expected in my life. I'm 33 years old, and I have a bird for a best friend. We cuddle. He gets head rubbies. I told Danny earlier today, I said, I just want Slick to come have a sleepover with us. So, I'm a bird lady.
I've never seen this one. Mysterious Mansion.
That's the one I was talking about.
I've never seen it.
It used to suck so bad. It used to not be good.
It's a real-life Victorian mansion.
Yeah.
With multiple stories to explore.
It's gotten better.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I know where it is now.
Yeah. It's the one that's over there by the aquarium. But, like, yeah, it used to awful. It was terrible. I went through it once, and I was like, this is terrible. I hate this. And then I know Jacob the Carpetbagger. I don't know if anybody watches him on YouTube, but he's gone, and he had one of his friends redid the haunt. So, and they do not allow filming in there. I mean, understandable.
Yeah,
but he got special backstage access.
Special. A lot of these lists just have the same shit. There's one that I haven't seen that we did. I think it's called Klingman's Dome. Where you walk up like this mountain, and there's like a lookout point where like you have to walk up this big ramp, and it's really tall, and you're literally on top of it. Like we were like in a cloud. It's way up there, and the air is so thin. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you right now that if you're fat and out of shape, it is not a fun experience getting up to the top. Because I literally almost gave up halfway up. Like, it was, my chest was killing me. I could not breathe. I was struggling. My legs were killing me. It was awful. But getting up to the top was very, very worth it. It was beautiful. You saw some of the coolest shit. You could see, like, little portions, like, along the sides of the trails where, like, it was obvious, like, a bear had, used that as a bed.
Yeah.
Very
Scary.
Yeah. But, like, it was, you know, just where, like, the grass and stuff was laid down, and you could tell that there's wildlife around. But it was absolutely gorgeous. It's just a quick trip up the mountain to get up there, and then you walk the rest of the way up that trail. Like I said, keep in mind, you may want to, like, they've got, like, oxygen to go in a can now. You know?
Yeah.
You may want to carry some of that shit with you, because it was... I wished I had it, honestly. I was already exhausted because, like I said, we had gone to Savannah the weekend before. And we did so much damn walking that whole time. We walked, like, I think it was like 22 miles over 2 or 3 days worth of time. And then we went there. We had already gone hiking in this one little area. And then my husband was like, let's just keep driving up here and see what's up here. And then we get up to Klingman's Dome, and it was like... it was beautiful. I'm glad that I did it. I can say that I've done it now.
Yeah.
Sugarland's Distilling Company. It's another, like, distillery type place. Right there in Gatlinburg on the main strip. You can do, you know, tours and shit there too. The village shops. We already talked about that. The Sky Bridge. What is that donut place? The Donut Fryer.
Yeah.
I've literally never been. But I will tell
really
you,
good.
I'm very picky about my donuts.
I like cake donuts.
I'm not a fan of cake donuts. Like,
I'm particularly plain ones. I'm a plain Jane gal.
I'm a Krispy Kreme person, and
I do like a regular, like a hot, well, not a hot, but like a warm donut. And, speaking of, I wasn't going to pay $11 for them, but I very seriously considered it. They had Biscoff Krispy Kreme donuts at Walmart.
Oh, fuck.
But they were $11.
I would have paid it.
I thought about it. I very seriously thought about it. But I'm also trying to, like, eat better and stuff. Because, like, I'm having some health issues. So, I'm just trying to do better.
Right, but you can treat yourself every once in a while.
Yeah. That's how I got here, treating myself.
We're going to treat ourselves a little bit later tonight. But... there's a indoor water park, Wild Bear Falls in Gatlinburg.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Let's see. I'm trying to scroll down. But
I know there's like also like several mirror mazes, which I feel like the experience is ruined because they give you gloves.
Right. Right. Tennessee homemade wines. I'm not a wine drinker. I've literally only ever found one wine that I like, and it is close to Gatlinburg. The place where they make it is close to Gatlinburg. What is it, like Rustic Cabin Wines or something like that? Yeah. But there's like one kind that's like straight up grape juice, and it was so freaking good. Oh, it's so good. But that's literally the only wine I've ever been able to tolerate. I can't get it anywhere but there. Yeah, wine just goes straight to my head and gives me a headache. I just don't like the way it tastes. Well, that too. I don't. But like that wine I worked at a bank, and I had a lady that worked there with me that they'd go, 2 or 3 times a year to the Gatlinburgish area. I think it was Townsend is where they went, which is not far from. And she always got a bottle of that wine. She brought me back some one time, and it was so good. The Pancake Pantry. So good. Yeah, and if you don't get there early, like that's one of those places. I know we have one here in Nashville, and it's like a line around the building. Yeah. I've gone a few times. Sorry, that was my laptop, guys. I've gone a few times to the Pancake Pantry in Gatlinburg, and it's pretty good. But there's like, I hate to say it, but there are better pancake places. And there's a lot of them. There's no reason. I think it's a staple. Yeah. So, like, try it once. If you like it and you feel like standing in that long line, be my guest. But, like, I'll go down the road to another one that's not as crowded. And it's going to be a pancake. Right. But a lot of these places, like the Pancake Pantry, you can get like crepes and stuff too. Which, I mean, you can get those a lot of places, but you can get like specialty pancakes that they... Yeah, they do have a lot of specialty pancakes. You've got options. They've got their like little... I don't know what it is, but I like a little silver dollar pancake and little tiny pancakes. Right. They're so cute. So one of the big things to do in Gatlinburg, and I've done it a couple of times, The old timey photos where you go in and they like make it look like you're like in old times.
Yes, I keep
They're
trying to
so
tell. I
fun.
told Daniel. I said, Daniel, can we do this? And he said, absolutely not. I said,
Girls'
please.
weekend, and we do it.
For sure. I'm going to get him to do it. Whether he wants to or not. I'm going to hold him at gunpoint. He's like, you're doing it. He's going to be like, oh.
There is the Aeromont Gallery, where you can go look at like arts and crafts, art, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's 5 open galleries in downtown Gatlinburg. The Aeromont School of Arts and Crafts is a great place to enjoy some culture on your vacation. The institution plays an important role in preserving Smoky Mountain heritage and handicrafts. Today, you can see beautiful handmade pieces of art on display at this National Art Education Center. That's pretty cool.
I knew that place was there, but I've never been. It's like right behind, I want to say it's nearby, like the subway area.
I got you.
Yeah.
But then also, cool places to stay in Gatlinburg. You can always rent cabins like up in the mountains.
Yeah.
They've got some pretty elaborate places.
Which, just side note. So, not to plug yet another YouTube channel, but there's a towing company that has a YouTube channel, and they're a towing company in Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge area. It's Everything Auto, and I think that's the name of their YouTube channel. And the amount of people, first of all, they're like, if you're not paying to park, you're doing something wrong, because the amount of people that will park in these same damn lots is astounding. But the amount of people that get stuck in ditches going to their cabins,
Right.
or like if it rains and they were like, they just build these cabins because they want to make money.
Yeah.
But they're not like away, like they don't give a shit if the roads are slick.
Or
and
God
that's
forbid
just
it
in
fucking snows.
Right. And that's just in the rain.
Like when we'd go, my parents would always rent a cabin. And so we'd be going up these mountains and you're talking like hairpin curves. I can remember,
Yes.
like, we went one year and my aunt and uncle went with us and we had borrowed my granddaddy's minivan. While my grandparents had a freaking minivan.
My grandparents
I will never know.
had this giant, like...
Oh, I know.
I don't know why, like...
But we rented their minivan so that we could all go together. My aunt was like in the floor because she was having a panic attack about going up this mountain.
Some of the
It's
scariest
scary.
drives
It
are
really
going
is.
to a cabin.
But listen, man, well worth it. Get
Oh,
your
it's
brakes done
beautiful.
before you go,
For sure.
because coming down that mountain is not a great time.
No.
You will quickly learn what overheated brake pads smell like.
Yeah.
Overheated
Yeah.
rotors.
I think even if you had good brakes, you're still
Oh,
gonna
you're
smell
still
your
gonna
brakes.
smell it, but
But,
I'm like a fucking pro at, that's somebody's brakes are
Right.
like hot as fuck right now.
But yeah, a place that we always stayed was the Greystone Lodge, and it's
Yeah,
right there
my
next to the
parents like to
aquarium.
stay there
And it's
now.
like, it's been in the last, I think, like, I'm gonna say 10 years, just to give it a good width of time.
Yeah.
Has been totally remodeled.
That's what Mom said. They've stayed there. My husband and I, we stayed there. Or no, we didn't stay at the Greystone. We rented a cabin.
They have cabins too.
Yeah, we rented a cabin. It was like way up in the mountain, like right before it caught fire. I'm pretty sure we saw the fire on our way out, but that was the weekend we got engaged.
Yeah.
So that's been, how many years have we been together? Almost 12.
Good God.
Right. So it's been like 10 years ago. We stayed in a cabin that was pretty cool. Keep in mind though that a lot of these cabins, like you're wanting to be kind of like secluded.
Right.
But keep in mind that a lot of these cabins are like literally on top of each other. The pictures may not look like it. It might look like it's by itself, but it's not. You cannot walk through your cabin butt ass naked if you want to.
Right.
And you got to shut all the blinds and curtains and whatever.
If they have blinds and curtains.
Right. Because your neighbors are going to see it. Because when we went, there was like, each cabin on either side of us had like 15 kids. And those kids probably learned some things that weekend.
I mean, I feel like they should at least, like, not have the backs of cabins facing
Right. And
anything.
listen, you've got balconies, decks, hot tubs and stuff. Be mindful of, like, you sitting outside smoking or grilling or, you know, whatever you're doing. Be mindful of the shit that flies off of your porch, because it's very easy to catch shit on fire. And when something goes up, it all goes up. It's scary.
Yeah.
But I think that's all I have. I mean, we've pretty much covered a lot of what we've done. A lot of the stuff that I do is in, like, Pigeon Forge, because there is so much. They've got that new-ish area of the island.
It's pretty cool.
It is. I've only been... We went this last time we were there. We did this thing called, like, Soar America or something like that. It's like a... Yeah. Like, you go into it, and it's like a movie theater, but, like, the seats raise up and they move around, and you're, like, flying. Oh, man.
I would hurl.
I thought I was going to. And Maddie spent the entire time watching me and laughing her ass off, because I'm like, oh, and I was like, I'm going to puke. I'm going to puke. It was terrifying, but it was fun. But there's a ton of little stores, and it's, you know, there's like a small, like, kind of like carnival type area for, like, the smaller kids.
Yeah, they've got, like, a Ferris wheel and stuff.
Yeah, and it's a pretty cool little area. We had a good time over there that day. There's a ton of stuff. That I think there's a Margaritaville.
Yeah, there's a Margaritaville hotel.
Yeah, over there.
There's also, isn't there a Paula Deen restaurant over there?
Yes, I believe so.
Place
I've never been.
Yeah, I've never been to a Paula Deen's restaurant. It seems like a nightmare. I don't want to have to share my food with everybody.
Yeah.
I want my own food.
I just want Paula Deen to cook it. Like, I don't want
to have a coronary, because it's got so much fucking butter in it.
That's why I love her.
And just a sprinkle of racism.
Well, you know. Agreed, yes, I'm not here for that, but, like, the woman can cook some fucking food. I like me some Southern cooking.
True. I do like Southern cooking.
What's your favorite place to eat?
In Gatlinburg or in general?
In Gatlinburg / Pigeon Forge.
My favorite place to eat? Well, the last time, and I'm looking at a picture that was taken, and Danny and I went to this Mexican restaurant, and it's like... It's upstairs. It's nearby where, like, Johnny Rockets is.
Yeah.
And it was so good. It was so good. And I had a strawberry daiquiri. That was good. I think I had 2 of them. Our meal was like $50, $60 for two of us. But it was because I got a drink. But it was really good. And, like, they came and, like, there's, like, some kind of in-house photographer. And they were like, they gave us a free copy of the photo. And then I was like, no, we don't want any of the other ones, because the lady made him kiss me on the cheek. And I still think it is the funniest thing. And after our trip, I saw on there where it was like, if you want digital copies. And I was like, hell yeah.
Get down.
I was like, I'm going to email, pay $20 for digital copies of these photos, and now I show them to him every chance I get.
I would have to say my favorite place to eat is that Italian place. But in Pigeon Forge, what's that barbecue place? Bennett's? I love that fucking place.
Oh, I take it back. It's not the Mexican restaurant. So, in the village, there is a German deli called the Cheese Board.
Ooh.
And you go upstairs, and it's the tiniest little restaurant. They literally there's like 6 booths in this restaurant, maybe 7. And I go in there, and I get Reuben every time I go to Gatlinburg. That's like the place I have to go.
That's your Italian.
That's my place.
Yeah.
So... Like, Danny, we went upstairs, and he was like, this is so small. I was like, yeah. And he's like, and it's, like, old in here. And, like, the owners are arguing. But, yeah, it's, like, it's upstairs. It's called the Cheese Board, and, oh, my God. Yeah, so never mind. Fuck that Mexican restaurant. It was a blast. It was good. And, I mean, it was still good. It was good. But... the German restaurant is my favorite place.
I keep seeing like videos and stuff surfacing. I've yet to be walking down downtown Gatlinburg and see a bear just randomly appear in the middle of the road.
Me either, but I think I have seen a bear.
Oh, I've definitely seen a bear.
I just can't remember.
I've definitely seen a bear.
Yeah.
My father-in-law...
It was like on the river.
My father-in-law is a fucking terrified. So, like, we went up there. My in-laws for Christmas one year paid for all of us. So, like, my husband has a brother and then a stepsister and a stepbrother. And so she paid for all of us and our kids to meet them in Gatlinburg for a weekend.
Yeah.
And so they rented this massive ass cabin that had like a full ass like arcade area like upstairs. We stayed at the cabin and kept fucking with my father-in-law, telling him there's a fucking bear outside. And like somebody went and hid outside and like come out hollering at him, scared the shit out of him. He's terrified. They took my middle child up there a month or so ago for a late birthday.
Yeah.
Because they like to take the grandkids to places for their birthdays. But they took her to the mountains. That's where she wanted to go. And they went like driving, I don't know, like Cades Cove or some shit somewhere. And there was like cars backed up. And they're like, you know how you know there's a bear? And Gemma's like, there's bear traffic. And so like they get out. This like my father-in-law is like, no, you know, I don't know about this. They get out and they go look at it. And he's like far away. Like this. I ain't never seen the man run, but I promise you he gonna outrun everybody. He could probably...
I see him, I'll be like, hey, do you know we've had some bear sightings around here?
I bet he could outrun Usain Bolt. Like, but like, they're looking at this bear. My father-in-law's staying back. My mother-in-law's walking up with Gemma. Gemma just keeps walking to this bear. Like, she probably wasn't... What'd she say, like 50 yards from this bear?
Fear.
And she's like, Gemma, you can't do that. She's like, my child, it's funny because she's scared of everything.
Yeah.
But then, like, she's gonna walk up to a bear like it ain't nothing. Like, come here, puppy, let me pet you. But yeah, I've literally never, there's like the place in Gatlinburg where you can go and see like bears that are in a cage, basically, which I hate.
Yeah, that makes me
But sad. We do it every time because the kids want to see it.
Yeah.
There is like the Three Bears store or something.
Yeah,
you go in there and
it's
see
in
the bears.
Pigeon Forge.
That's a pretty cool little store. They've really built it up.
Yeah, the store is really
and
really
they've got
good.
Christmas decorations out year round, and I fucking love it. I love looking at that shit.
Yeah.
I don't ever get to because I'm afraid the kids are gonna go through like a bull in a china shop and break everything.
Right.
But like, I fucking love Christmas decorations. Christmas and Halloween decorations. But, yeah. Pigeon Forge is a pretty cool place. It's right outside of Gatlinburg. You kind of got to drive through it to go into Gatlinburg, depending on which way you're coming in.
Yeah.
But coming from Nashville, you got to drive through Pigeon Forge to get to. There's a lot of attractions and shit there, too. And
a wax museum.
Yeah.
Which is... I went when it was at its old location, which I think was in Gatlinburg.
Yeah.
And it was weird. I was like 18, I think.
Yeah.
17 or 18. Yeah.
There's a ton of like go-kart places.
They have a Titanic museum.
Yes.
Which that was my
Wonderworks.
Yeah. Titanic. I really do want to do an episode on Titanic.
I'm here for it.
That was my hyperfixation when I was in 3rd grade.
Yeah.
And like, I remember, and I was embarrassed because my 3rd grade teacher told my 4th grade teacher, I don't know why, but she all of a sudden became like obsessed with the Titanic. She's really into it. And I'm just like, now I'm embarrassed.
They've got putt-putt places. There's like an outlet mall. Was it Tanger?
Yeah.
Outlets.
We've got one in Nashville now somewhere. Going in Nashville somewhere.
Nice. But yeah, there's a lot of cool like little stores and shops and boot stores and there's a massive ass Trail West boot store out there.
Yeah.
I fucking love that place.
There's also Little People Wrestling.
I forgot about the micro wrestling. I follow them on TikTok. It's great. I tried so hard to talk my husband into going to that the last time we were out there.
A tiny Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yes! And for all you OG WWF fans. Can you just imagine like a tiny Lita just like doing backflips off of the ropes? Yes.
Oh, good Lord.
I love it. I love it so much. I follow them on TikTok. They're worth a follow because they're fucking funny. They're fucking... It's like Micro Wrestling Federation or some shit like that, but they're fucking hilarious. But yeah, there's so much shit out there to do. It's worth a trip if you guys are close. For us, it's about a 4-hour drive, and like I said, we're just right outside of Nashville, but it's over up in the mountains out close to Knoxville. If you're a University of Tennessee fan, you know where that is.
Yeah.
I like want to gag every time we drive through there. But yeah, it's a great place. We enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's a great place for like just a weekend getaway.
Yeah, especially if you're as close as we are.
Yeah.
Like, we could even, like, take a day trip there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather not.
Right. But... I mean, because you spend more time driving than you would doing anything else, but right. I would 1,000% drive the 4 hours there, eat at the Italian place, and drive 4 hours back.
Yeah. For sure.
For sure. Then come home smelling like fresh garlic. Vampires aren't fucking with me today.
Well, something new we're doing. I kind of thought about this a few weeks ago, and I was like, it might not be the biggest platform we have, but it's a platform nonetheless, and I'd like to do something nice with it. And so we talked it over, and we're gonna start doing like a nonprofit of the week. And we'll take turns like picking, what I plan on doing is like if we go like a specific place or whatever, we would pick something from that area. So this week, I picked Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, which benefits kids all over the country, not just. And I think it's not even just our country anymore. Mm-mm. So, Dolly Parton's Imagination Library is dedicated to inspiring a love of reading by gifting books free of charge to children from birth to age 5 through funding shared by Dolly Parton and local community partners in the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, Australia, and the Republic of Ireland. So that is our nonprofit of the week, and if you would like to donate, you don't have to. We're just, even if nobody donates to any of these organizations, at least you're aware of them.
Right, and we research these organizations that we're going to put out there to you guys to ensure that the money that they get is going to where it says it's going to go, and it's not lining the pocket of some big CEO and his fucking penthouse. And
we will not handle any of the money ourselves.
No, we're giving you guys direct links to.
Yeah, every week we'll put a direct link to donate direct to the organization in our show notes.
But this particular one further proves that Dolly is just a fucking saint.
Yeah.
We love Dolly. Not just because we're from Tennessee. I'm pretty sure I could live anywhere and have ever heard of this woman and think that she was a fucking saint. But
that's true.
My children and it's not income based by any means. Mm-mm. My children, all 3 of my children, were enrolled in the Imagination Library. And honestly, because my oldest goes back and forth between her dad's and my house. She was enrolled twice. So she got books there and she got books at our house as well.
Yeah.
So that's something to give, that's something to think about as well. But like she sends all kinds of books that's like age appropriate, that keeps up with the child's age, and it sends them age appropriate books. The last book that they get that I have seen for all 3 of my children is Kindergarten Here I Come. Because they quit sending them, the month that your child turns 5. I'm pretty sure it's either the month of or the month before that they turn 5.
Yeah.
So they, it's helping them. It's promoting literacy before they get to school.
Right. And I just, as a book lover, I think that this is a great first nonprofit to share.
Absolutely. I like it.
So, feel free to donate if you do so desire. We will provide that link for you in the episode description. And I guess that's all we have this week.
That's all I've got.
All right.
Thanks for coming to listen, guys. Share us out. Look us up on Facebook,
Twitter,
Insta,
TikTok.
TikTok is a new one for us. It's
Yeah.
literally just videos of me, like once or twice a week, guys.
Yeah, I did finally log into it though, so that's a first step. And I logged into the Instagram account.
Yeah, I got the email about it.
So, baby steps.
Baby steps. But yeah, it's just me checking in with you guys as of right now, which is fine. We'll start getting a little bit more.
Yeah, maybe I'll
out there.
start trying to figure out how to make some videos that are like
last week,
episode specific,
right?
with like pictures and stuff. Maybe I'll figure out.
Last week we posted a video and picture of my newest addition to my tattoos.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a podcast friends outing for the night.
Pod outing.
It was a good time. It wasn't pod related. I just needed I needed therapy.
The mental breakdown gods required a sacrifice.
See, we have established, because like the day after I got my tattoo, no, 2 days after I got my tattoo,
yeah.
Facebook memory showed me that a year ago that day we had gone and I had gotten my nose pierced and you got your Medusa.
Yeah.
And so apparently my brain cannot handle Aquarius season.
Well, as a Virgo, I don't think I can handle it either. But yeah, this is always my worst time of the year.
Yeah.
Like, I have been heavily thinking about, I was like, I really want to go get something else pierced. And then I'm just like, do I want to take care of it? Which is the same thought that I had with my Medusa. I was like, do I want to take care of it?
I'm not going to lie to
exhausting.
you. I'm already like, I'm ready for another tattoo. And this is only just over a week old. So.
Well, I'm going to Florida in April. So
there you go. There you go.
I'm getting it in, but I'm being a massive wimp and using numbing cream, a lot of it, because I can't sit through this again. It's a cover-up, and it's a cover-up of a big black tattoo, and it's a big black tattoo covering it. So it was horribly scarred. So it's very, very painful, even with numbing cream. So I don't feel like I'm wimping out too much.
Nah, I'd do it. I'm glad I didn't do it on this one, though, because it didn't hurt at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, share us out, guys. Let us know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Send us some spooky stories.
Yeah, we really want some listener stories. I know I'll get some also from my sister.
Yeah, I was starting to say we can reach out to our personal contacts and stuff, but like send us some spooky stories.
Maybe I can see about setting up a way to record a spooky episode while I go visit her in April. We could probably figure that out. But
yeah,
all right.
We should look us up, guys. Send us emails, wanderersofweird@gmail.com. Yeah. Let us know what you're doing or what you think, what you like. Share us out. Get the word out.
Yeah, don't tell us, though, if you don't like us, because I might cry.
Go ahead and tell us.
You'll hurt my feelings.
We need to know.
No. Okay, bye.
Bye.